The FBI director just refused to answer whether Donald Trump is on Jeffrey Epstein's client list. What you're about to witness is Ted Lieu methodically exposing how Kash Patel repeatedly dodged questions about photos of Trump with girls of uncertain age found in Epstein's Manhattan safe. This isn't just evasion, it's a future FBI director protecting his boss before protecting justice.
Thank you, Director Patel, for being here today. The FBI searched Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan residence, correct?
I believe that happened in 2018. I think there was 2 locations, sir.
It's 2019, and in that residence, the FBI found a safe, correct?
I don't have the catalog of evidence in front of me.
In that residence, the FBI found a safe, correct?
I'll accept your representation.
Okay. And in that safe, the FBI found topless and lewd photographs of girls, correct?
Again, sir, I'll accept your representation. I don't know.
Thank you. It was all over the media at the time. There's a New York Times article that says Jeffrey Epstein is indicted on sex charges as discovery of nude photos is disclosed, dated July 8th, 2019. And the Times reports a trove of lewd photographs of girls was discovered in a safe inside financier Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan mansion. Author Michael Wolff has conducted numerous interviews of Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to play for you a video clip of what Michael Wolff said Epstein told him was in the safe and what he showed the author was in this safe. So let's please play that clip now.
Elected. And I was sitting talking to Epstein, and he said, "Wait a minute, I got to show you something." And then he went into his safe, and he came out with photographs. They were Polaroids, I think, and he kind of spread them out like playing cards, and it was Trump. I mean, I think there were a dozen of them, and it was Trump with girls of an uncertain age at Epstein's Palm Beach house, where all of the things that he would ultimately be accused of took place. And I remember very vividly 3 of them. There are 2 in which Trump is, the girls, topless girls, are sitting on Trump's lap. And then a 3rd in which he has a stain on the front of his pants, and the girls are kind of pointing at it, sort of bent over, laughing.
So, Director Patel, I'm going to ask you a very broad and general question. As you know, Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were friends. There are, of course, photos showing Donald Trump together with Epstein, correct?
I don't have the entirety of the photographs, but I think they've been photographed in public together.
All right. Are there any photos showing Donald Trump with girls of an uncertain age?
No.
How do you know that?
Because that information would have been brought to light by multiple administrations and FBI investigators over the course of the last 20 years.
Well, you know what? That's just not true, because no one knew about the creepy birthday message that Donald Trump wrote to Jeffrey Epstein until the Wall Street Journal disclosed it, and then all of a sudden, the Epstein estate provides it to Congress.
Well,
so certainly, you weren't there at the search. You don't know what Epstein may or may not have done with those photographs even prior to the search. Maybe someone has it. Maybe the Epstein estate has it.
You raise a great point.
So I'm going to ask you, have you asked to talk to Michael Wolff?
You raise a great point. I haven't personally asked to talk to Michael Wolff.
Has the FBI asked?
But the FBI, I'll get back to you if the FBI specifically
so Michael Wolff has
ever.
About 100 hours of testimony of Jeffrey Epstein. Wouldn't it be good for the FBI to interview Michael Wolff?
I'm not saying they haven't. I just don't know.
Has FBI subpoenaed the tapes that Michael Wolff has conducted of Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't know.
All right. So if you could provide us an answer, that would be terrific.
Sure.
Well, let me ask you this question then. Have you looked at all the photos in Epstein files?
I have looked at all the information that the investigators who investigated this case have provided to run out credible leads.
And in the Epstein file, was there that creepy birthday message that Donald Trump had written to Epstein?
No, that's what I was trying to tell you. You raise a great point. The estate of Jeffrey Epstein has a voluminous amount of information that they have not released before.
Okay, so that's great. So Wouldn't it be great if FBI subpoenaed the estate of Jeffrey Epstein for all that information?
The estate is under no obligation to provide that material, even pursuant to a subpoena. That's a great point.
Yeah, that's just false.
Okay.
That's just false. You're the frickin' FBI. You can subpoena the information from the estate, and you better do that. I'd like to move
literally
on.
not how it works.
I'm going to move on now and talk about Epstein's client list. You confirmed that exists. Attorney General Pam Bondi confirmed earlier this year that it exists. So I just want to ask you a simple question. Is Prince Andrew on Epstein's client list?
The material related to Prince Andrew has been made public.
Is Prince Andrew on the client list?
We have released the index of names
All right,
that were in Jeffrey Epstein's.
Is Donald Trump on Epstein's client list?
The index has been released, and the index will speak for
So I'm
itself.
just going to say, America is a huge red flag. The FBI director could not answer
Gentlemen.
whether Donald Trump was on Epstein's
Gentleman's time
client
has
list.
expired.
I
Chair
yield
now
back.
recognizes the gentleman from Virginia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank the director for being here and for his.
What Ted Lieu accomplished in this hearing wasn't just political theater. It was a masterclass in exposing how institutional evasion works and why it threatens the principle that no one is above the law. When the future FBI director repeatedly refuses to give straight answers about evidence in the Jeffrey Epstein case, especially when that evidence potentially involves the president who nominated him, we're witnessing the real-time collapse of prosecutorial independence. Lieu established 3 concrete facts that Patel couldn't deny. First, the FBI found a safe in Epstein's Manhattan mansion containing lewd photographs of girls. Second, author Michael Wolff claims Epstein showed him Polaroids of Trump with girls of uncertain age at Palm Beach, including images where girls were sitting on Trump's lap. Third, there's a documented pattern of the Epstein estate withholding information from investigators, including that creepy birthday message Trump sent to Epstein that only came to light through journalism, not FBI investigation. Patel's responses reveal systematic deflection that should alarm anyone who understands how independent law enforcement functions. When Lieu asked directly whether Trump appears in photos with girls of uncertain age, Patel claimed such information would have surfaced over 20 years of investigations. But this crumbles under scrutiny. The birthday message didn't surface until 2024 through Wall Street Journal reporting, proving significant evidence remained hidden for years. The legal mechanics matter more than political optics. When Lieu pressed whether the FBI had subpoenaed Michael Wolff's tapes or questioned him, Patel offered variations of, "I don't know." This isn't bureaucratic caution, it's institutional negligence. If credible claims exist about compromising material involving a sitting president, the FBI's job is to investigate thoroughly, not dismiss them because they're politically inconvenient. Patel's most revealing moment came when he claimed the Epstein estate couldn't be compelled to provide materials even through subpoena. Lieu correctly identified this as false. The FBI has broad subpoena powers, especially in ongoing criminal investigations. Patel's claim that the estate is under no obligation suggests either fundamental ignorance of federal investigative powers or deliberate misrepresentation designed to justify inaction. The broader institutional danger becomes clear when you consider what Patel's approach means in practice. If the FBI director believes his job is to protect the president rather than pursue evidence wherever it leads, then federal law enforcement becomes a political shield rather than an independent institution. Career agents and prosecutors watch these exchanges and understand the message. Investigations that threaten powerful political figures will be discouraged, deflected, or abandoned. This connects to a larger pattern of institutional capture that extends beyond any single case. When law enforcement leaders prioritize political loyalty over professional duty, the inevitable result is selective enforcement. Cases involving political allies get gentle treatment, while cases involving political enemies get aggressive pursuit. That's not justice under law. That's justice according to power. The most disturbing aspect of Patel's testimony was his final refusal to confirm whether Trump appears on Epstein's client list despite acknowledging that an index of names exists and has been released. This kind of evasion about publicly available information signals that transparency will be subordinated to political protection. If an FBI director won't discuss information that's already in the public domain, how can Congress or the public expect honest reporting about ongoing investigations? What Americans should understand is that these aren't abstract procedural disputes. They're early warning signs about how justice will operate under leaders who view their primary job as protecting political figures rather than enforcing the law. When career investigators see political appointees deflecting legitimate questions about evidence and refusing to pursue obvious investigative leads, institutional integrity erodes from within. The solution requires both immediate accountability and structural reform. Congress should demand detailed written responses about every question Patel evaded, with specific timelines for action. The Justice Department Inspector General should review whether existing Epstein-related materials have been properly investigated, and the Senate should condition Patel's confirmation on clear commitments to pursue evidence regardless of political implications. This hearing exposed the fundamental choice facing our justice system: independent law enforcement that follows evidence wherever it leads, or political law enforcement that protects powerful allies while targeting enemies. Patel's evasions suggest which direction he's chosen. The question is whether Congress and the American people will accept that choice or demand better.